What is going on, everybody? So for the last few weeks, I have been taking suggestions from viewers on what kind of videos or what video topic that they want to see for the next week's video. Now, I've been doing this for about 3 weeks now, and regrettably, I haven't shouted out the last few people that have suggested, but we're going to start doing that in this week's video. Now, I've been having a lot of fun doing this because it's more or less what you guys want to see rather than just whatever I feel like making. Whatever content I'm doing at the time, just some video that I put out, as content. So if you want to submit a question that could get picked for a future video, every Sunday I'm going to be making a post on the community tab on my YouTube channel where you can ask a question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of those by probably Tuesday or Wednesday of that week and pick whichever one appeals to me the most. So for this week, our question comes from Danielle. And the question is how to mentally rebuild after getting hacked and losing 300 mil, which is all his GP at the time. So we're going to talk about that. And this really hits home for me because about 6 years ago, this happened to me. So I have some words of advice, how I got back on my feet, how I didn't just quit and burn out. So we are going to check that out in today's video. Before we get into the video today, I want to once again thank the sponsor of this video, eWin Racing. eWin Racing makes amazing, affordable gaming chairs that are super comfortable, customizable, and they have so many different choices for color schemes, as well as seats that will fit a smaller person up to a large person. Their seats are rated by height and weight, so you can pick something that is absolutely going to be suitable for you. These chairs are absolutely beautiful. The upholstery on them is just rock solid. It's not hard, I promise. You'll sit on it and be comfortable. But in terms of its longevity, it is rock solid. I've had my chair for a long time now, and there's not a single crease in the upholstery. And they look great too. I actually take mine out and clean it every couple of months. I use a leather conditioner on it just so I can make it last that much longer. Not that it even needs it, but I do like my chair to be nice and clean all the time. The eWin Racing chairs are incredibly durable and they are made of an aluminum frame construction. These chairs are available at a fraction of the cost from some of those other gaming chairs for the same exact quality. If you like these chairs, if you want to check out all the color schemes they have, all the different models, check out the links down in the description below. You can also use code AsukaYen at checkout to get 20% off of your entire purchase. If you do end up getting one of these chairs, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know what you think about it. All right, so let's get started with today's video content. Now, as I've said, I have had this happen to me. Now, the first thing I want to say is hacked is a very loosely used term nowadays. In information technology, it's somebody's not sitting behind their computer and a bunch of matrix text falling down and they're actively hacking into your computer. Does it happen? Yeah, it does. Old school RuneScape? Probably not much. The first thing you have to come to realize that is if your account gets compromised, more than likely it was your fault. Hacking, or rather account phishing is more what it should be referred to, happens a lot nowadays. And you can get these links or anything, downloads from really everyday places. You can get one from someone who maybe you thought that they were a good friend in Discord. They send you something, they've earned your trust, they send you a link, it takes you there, it downloads some sort of executable file, and you're done. Installs a keylogger, screen recorder, whatever else. You can also get them from phishing scams in emails. And I just want to say that it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It does happen. Now, me personally, I work in the information technology field. I'm a desktop support analyst. I deal with phishing scams and sketchy emails literally on a day-to-day basis. And this still happened to me. And I'll tell you how just really quickly, just so you have an understanding. So about 6 years ago, I was on the computer really late playing some RuneScape and I was scrolling through Twitch. I saw one of the Wooks quitting streams. Now, I'm really tired. It didn't register to me that Wooks probably isn't quitting, but regardless, I still went to the stream and it was a link to a forum post on the old school RuneScape website to read about why Wooks was quitting. Now, I go ahead and click on that, and then it wants you to log in to view the forum post. So you have to put in your username, your email address, and then you have to enter your authenticator. Now, the problem with that was my authenticator had just reset after I put it in the first time. So if it just failed and I would have left it alone, I never would have lost my bank. But I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I thought I put it in right. So I waited for it the couple seconds to reset. Went ahead and put it in again, and then I never visit the RuneScape website. So The last time I was on the RuneScape website and logged in was just to start membership. That's been recurring forever. I don't even know how long it's been. So I go to log in, the bank pin thing pops up, and just because I'm never on the website and probably barely ever read the news posts, I was like, oh, that's an interesting feature. They want you to put your bank pin in now when you log into the RuneScape website. So I did it, and as soon as the bank pin went through, I immediately got a denial of service attack, or a DDoS attack. Knocked out my internet, and that was the end of it. I couldn't get on my account. I couldn't change the password. I had no internet, no way to fight it. So I realized at that point, this was my fault. This could have been avoided if I had just paid a little bit more attention, been a little bit more suspicious about some links or anything that's being sent to me or that I'm viewing. So realistically, when this happens to you, 99% of the time, it's going to be your fault. And you have to realize that, rather than try to blame someone else or blame the other people. Like, yeah, people are shitty. Whoever did this to you, they're a shitty person and they don't care about you, but you still have to accept the fact that it was most likely your fault and it could have been easily avoided if you knew what you were looking for and paid a little bit more attention. Now, getting your account phished is not the end of the world. Once you accept that it was probably your fault and that you could have done something to avoid it, you can start to get back into the game. Because, I mean, let's face it, you spend all this time on RuneScape anyways. I mean, you still have more time. You're going to still play. Most likely, you're still going to be playing the game. Even if you do stop for a few weeks, maybe a couple of months, you know, you'll come around. Everybody always comes back to RuneScape. You don't quit RuneScape, RuneScape quits you. Now, in order to mentally prepare yourself for what you're going to have to do, which is rebuild, you need to have a plan. You can't just get back on. And I'm telling you right now, because this is exactly what I did. I was like, well, maybe I'll woodcut for some money, because back then woodcutting was still okay money. It was really AFK. Or maybe I'll go fish for some money. I'll fish some sharks or some angler fish or something like that. And then maybe I'll go do some rune crafting. Well, if you keep jumping around like that and trying to make money at different places just because you get tired of something, it's really going to make it a lot harder for you, because you're going to get bored really fast with just switching around and not getting some sort of consistent income. So what my suggestion to you would be is literally just bank stand. Like, if you can't figure out what you want to do, just hang out somewhere. You don't even have to be logged in to do this, but just try to think about how you want to rebuild your account. There's a million different ways in this game to rebuild your account and make money quickly. And you really can do it if you sit down and make yourself a plan. Now, for me, when I got hacked or phished, whatever you want to call it, I immediately said, all right, Slayer is going to be my key back into this game. One, because it's my favorite skill, and two, because the Slayer skill is built entirely around making money. So at the time, I was already 99 Slayer, so I did have access to everything. But even if you aren't 99, at that point, you can still have a lot of good ways to make money from the Slayer skill, even if it's just a small amount at a time, to build yourself back up into getting to that really high GP per hour rates. Even if you just have 70, you have the availability of the Kurosks, and you can make 600,000 to 700,000 GP an hour there. And you can get back on your feet pretty quickly. After that, you have Gargoyles at 75. The normal Necroils in the Slayer Tower, very easy to kill, good GP per hour. They drop a lot of Snapdragon seeds, a lot of alchable drops, 6, 7, 800,000 an hour. So you're really looking at only about 4 or 5 hours with the Slayer skill, if you have a decent level, to get back on your feet and start to get a little bit of mediocre gear to get back into the game and work your way back up. Now, I'm not going to sit here through this video and name every single way that we could rebuild an account, because honestly, we'd probably be here till next month. So basically, the gist of this is, before you start to get back into everything, make yourself a plan, make sure that you're going to be okay with this plan, and follow it through. RuneScape is honestly 90% dedication and 10% skill. Like, you have to dedicate yourself to make progress in this game. It is a grindy game, and that is never going to change. So for those of you out there like me who really like grindy games, well, grinding back from a hacked bank and losing all your stuff really isn't that big of a deal, considering how much time I have spent playing this game, other people have spent playing this game. You definitely have the time, and now you probably have the knowledge on how to get back into the game and get yourself back to where you were. Just for a short statistic, when I got hacked or phished the first time 6 years ago, my bank was worth around 880 million GP. Now, several years later, my bank is almost 6 billion GP. And that's just because I dedicated myself, and I've had, multiple ways to make money throughout that. I even maxed in that time because I had a plan, and that is how I got to where I am today. Not to mention, I was already doing the YouTube thing as well, so I had nothing to make content with. I had no gear to make content with, like literally nothing. So that was the worst part about it. I had to think of entirely new video concepts, but at the same time, I was still mentally preparing myself like, okay, what can I do to put out good content with no items? I can do rebuild series. I can do how-to guides. I can do suggestion videos and stuff. So that was my plan. Slayer, make guides on rebuilding, and make guides to help people either get into the game or get back into the game from being gone for a while. So now we're on to step 3 of coming back from having all of your items stolen from you. Step 3 is execute your plan. So you've made your plan, you know what you want to do to get back into the game. Now it's time to execute it. Now, like I just said a couple of minutes ago, you're going to have to dedicate yourself. But once you get into it, I promise you, you'll actually probably have fun building back your account to where it was and even beyond that. In all honesty, getting hacked or phished was probably the best thing that could have happened to my RuneScape career, because it helped me really get back into the game and focus on what I needed to do. I had to focus on making some bank back, so I could go raid with my friends, so I could go PVM and boss by myself when I didn't have any friends online or something like that. And it also gave me the drive to finally max my account. So from that point on, I just pretty much started doing a lot of PVM, and then here and there in the middle, I would do some skills, more or less the AFK ones, probably farming, because I had a lot of time to play while I was at my job at work. But if you don't have that, obviously you'll have to divvy your time up a little bit differently. So once you've dedicated yourself to your plan and you're having fun getting back to where you were, you'll probably come to realize that it really wasn't that bad. At the end of the day, all you're losing is pixels and time. And we all have a lot of time because we sit here and play RuneScape. So if you're not playing RuneScape, you're probably going to be playing something else or hopping around between other games. My advice to you at this point is just do what you want to do and whatever makes you happy. Now, RuneScape, it makes me happy. I probably wouldn't quit this game if I lost my entire bank tomorrow, just because I really enjoy playing old school RuneScape. It's something that I go to work for 40 hours a week. I stress at work. I'm super efficient at work. I come home. All I want to do is I just want to sit on the computer, relax, play some old school RuneScape, nothing to bother me. And it really is a great time for me. So in the end, you have 3 main steps to mentally rebuilding yourself to get back into the game and start earning your bank back. 1, acceptance. Accept the fact that it was most likely your fault that your account got phished. 2nd, make yourself a plan. You got to have a plan to get back into the game. If you're just jumping around from different things, you're going to lose interest. It's going to burn you out because you're not getting that income that you want, that you could be getting from just one thing if you focus on it. And 3 is execute the plan that you have created for yourself. Dedicate yourself to it and take the time that you need to get back on your feet. So thank you, Danielle, for the question. I appreciate the questions that all of you have asked. If you have something that you want to see in the future or for next week's video, check out the community post that is either already posted or coming out later today for the video for the following week. I will pick one topic and do a video on it a week from the posting date of today. So if this information helped you, please leave a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. If you turn that little bell icon on down there, it will also let you know whenever I upload new content or I post to my community page. If you have any other advice to add for people that may have gotten their account phished and lost all their items, please leave them in the comments below. I'd always like to have additional information from anybody who can contribute to it. We could all use a little bit of help here and there, so by all means, please let us know down below if you have a similar experience and if you have some advice to get through it. With that, guys, thank you for watching this week's video. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody.